Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Slamtilt, your host, and welcome to the Return of the Living Dead. This wonderful, wonderful game, which I almost finished. It's about 90% complete now. I just have movie clips to add. Now, the reason I add movie clips at the very last stage is because when you load this game, it loads a lot longer when you add movie clips. And I go in and out of this game so many times, hundreds of times when I'm developing it. So, I'm going to do a gameplay video of this excellent theme, and I'm going to explain how I made it, a little bit of insight into how I made it, and a little bit about the film as well that I've learned over the last couple of weeks. So as always, let's put in a fake coin.
Okay, that's fine. Well, say hello.
And let's get started. So, the game starts with a skill shot, but I didn't go for it there. The skill shot is to hit the barrel from launch.
How the hell do I know?
How the hell does he know? So, there's lots of things to shoot for. So I'll start by shooting the barrel, the toxic tank. It's actually called a tank in the film, not a barrel. I call it a barrel because it's the Jaws barrel. The first one only requires a certain number of hits, so it's quite easy. And what I did is I added a very powerful magnet in front, so when the ball comes back, it hits the magnet, so it stops it from going straight down the middle. And I've also added an insurance as well, so if the ball hits the barrel and then goes straight down the middle anyway and bypasses the magnet, there is an insurance timer. And the ball comes back, regardless of if there's a ball, say, active or not. So the barrel is ready, so let's start the first one. So again, the magnet kicks in there to stop the ball going down the middle. So all the targets are up now, the drop targets. So I've got to contain the leak. So the deadly chemical has now leaked from the tank and is causing havoc in the warehouse. So these targets can be hit from the front or the back, and there's 9 of them in total. Now, some of them are on the upper playfield. Now, if you don't have access to the upper playfield, you can hit them from distance by using the shotgun. Didn't get him. But that insert is now green. You see there, chemical leak is green, so I played it. I didn't capture the massive reward for completing the mode. So I can try something else. Oh, the upper playfield's open as well. So the arrows on the left and right there are showing that the upper playfield, or the cemetery,
Don't fool around.
is open. So we're in the cemetery now. So I've got a little bit of time because the pop-up has blocked the flippers. It's just gone down. Ah! Hit the quick escape.
You mean that cemetery?
So I can go back up again. When quick escape is hit, it doesn't reset anything, so you can go back up again. So I'm going to hit strip. And I'm going to try and get Trash, the punk rocking chick,
Fantasize about being killed.
to do her strip. So to do that, I've got to hit strip. Knock down the strip targets 5 times.
Rigor mortis starts in the brain, and it's broken down to the internal organs, finally settles in the mind.
Ah, okay, such a joyful character is Ernie. The idea of that character is he's supposed to be sort of like a Nazi in hiding. That's how it's played out anyway. It's not actually said that, he's not actually said that, but he's, everything about him is sort of a Nazi in hiding. So I thought that was funny. Right, brain 1, that's still me. So let's go back up to the playfield. Let's get Trash again, second time. Ah! She has a speech that she says.
More inventory.
She has this fascination with dying and death, which is foreshadowing what actually happens to her later in the film. Ah, the playfield's locked. See, the timer ran out, so it's locked. I have to start it again. I have to knock down the tombstone targets again. Now, what's very interesting about this film is it was written and directed by the guy that wrote the screenplay for Alien, you know, the Ridley Scott film, and also Life Force. So this guy is incredibly talented, and it shows because the dialogue in this film is very, very smart. The fact that the zombies actually can plan traps and can speak is just genius. And this film is obviously an indirect sequel to Night of the Living Dead, the George A. Romero original. I think the guy that worked on the original George A. Romero film actually worked on this. And he could use everything. Well, he could use the word Living Dead, but he couldn't use anything else. Which is why they turned it into a kind of a comedy. And it works. Like I said, the cast, who are absolutely superb in this, all play like serious, and everything that happens to them is just ridiculous. So that's where the humour comes from. Right. I can also hit the captive ball up there to send the ball into the crematorium and light the burners, which will turn on the oven, and then you can just sort of incinerate bits and pieces.
In that movie, they destroyed the brain to kill him. The brain, right?
So this film came out long before Scream. If you remember, Scream made reference to other horror films. So this was a horror film that actually referenced other horror films. So I think this was the one that actually came before Scream, where the characters actually referenced a real horror film while being in a horror film themselves. Very, like I said, Dan O'Brien, Dan O'Cannon, I can't remember his name now, but the guy that wrote the screenplay for Alien and directed this, very intelligent. Okay, so let's go for the corpse, or the cadaver. So that's called Kill the Cadaver, which is funny in itself, Kill the Cadaver. And a single drop target pops up, and you've got to hit it with the pickaxe. You've got to hit it in the head with the pickaxe. And then they quickly realise that they can't kill it. He just keeps coming back to life. Which is why it keeps popping up. The target keeps popping up for this mode.
Surgical drill.
I got a surgical drill! That adds a little bit of a perk to the game, which I haven't decided yet. I haven't written that yet. Perks haven't been finished. So that's the Kill the Cadaver. And the second one there is Chop Up the Cadaver. So when they realise they can't kill it, they chop it up. And even that doesn't kill it. Every little part of the cadaver is still alive. So they have only one choice after that, which is to incinerate it. And that's when they go to Ernie, the crematorium. Unfortunately, that creates all kinds of problems. Again, you know, a genius script. Fantastic idea that they came up with. Okay, so the on the right there's a flashing pink.
Yes, sir.
That gives me extra time added to my ball saver, which carries on throughout the game. So to light those two pink targets, you have to hit the hostage target in the middle, which is quite a tight target. You've got to hit that 7 times to spell hostage, and then you can create a captive ball, which I call a hostage ball.
In that movie, they destroyed the brain to kill the brain, right?
Oh, the magnet sometimes gives you some free hits as well. Useful later on, because that barrel needs to be hit a lot of times for the last mode. Okay, so the hostage target was hit. There's 2 pinks are now flashing, so let's extend the ball timer, the ball save timer again. One more hit.
I just want to look around the graveyard.
Okay, let's go back to the graveyard then. Whatever, I don't care. Strip. So let's see if I can hit the captive ball. Ah! You can get some control with those small flippers, but not much. You can actually bank the ball, which is very important. There you go.
Lights off, Ben. What are you doing there?
Breaking out the rigor mortis.
Okay, so you can see one of the burners is lit. Oh, there's a bug. Captive ball hasn't returned to where it should be. Okay, so that's a little bug that I have to make note of. It's very rare that I get to this stage and I still have bugs. Normally when I do a commentary, the game is almost 100% fixed.
This is a mess. What are you doing there, Ernie?
Breaking out the rigor mortis.
So if you hit those targets and spell rigor mortis, you get an extra ball. And an extra ball in this game is like gold, because there's so much to do and it's very tough.
Do you ever wonder about all the different ways of dying?
All the time, all the time. So she's getting close to finishing the speech. When she finishes the speech, she'll start to take her clothes off.
What would be the most horrible way to die?
So what I've done is I've uncensored this playfield art. For the other video I censored it, but obviously I've uncensored this. It's only a painting of some boobies. I can't imagine that would offend anybody, but I'm sure it does. If you're offended, well, tough titty. Because I like boobs. And there's quite a famous moment in this film. Alright, now we've got to board the windows. Now Spider's telling me that they've got to board the windows. So again, these targets pop up. But this time, you hit them to border up all the windows in the mortuary. So you got to hit them all down. Tough. Especially like that, when they come straight back down the middle.
Yeah, you learn.
And that's the end of that game. So that's 5 balls, about 5 minutes per game. Keep it quick.
That's great.
And this is the music that I love. It's called The Gonk. And it's from the Dawn of the Dead, which is a 1970s zombie horror film, which is also played with a little bit of humour. It's all set in a supermarket. Okay, so that's one game down. Let's try another one.
Well, say hello.
Thanks, Frank. So all the characters have their own little character card that comes up on the LCD, so you know who's speaking, because things can get pretty chaotic. So you like to know who's speaking.
We have a little problem.
But they don't always go like in that case. I had to show the medical supply unit was out of stock, so that's where you collect your little medical supplies. But that is only lit when you hit the zombie bumper. Well, that's tough because the zombie bumper can go all over the place. It creates a lot of chaos. It also adds a lot of lateral movement to the game, and that's important when you're designing a pinball game. It's not just about going up and down. You've got to have the ball going left and right as well. So you've got to think about that when you're designing a pinball game, is how do you create lateral flow? Well, the best way to do that is just to have a bumper at the side. So, let's see if I can get the captive hostages target going. And also the strip thing saves from game to game. So when I go back up and do the strip thing, Trash will continue her speech from the last game, so it's saved in the RAM. As long as you don't reset the RAM, you should be able to get to the end of that. Okay, so I've extended the ball saver timeline. I believe.
Get more inventory.
Get the captive 4. And that 4 left is a combination to open the actual refrigeration unit where the cadaver is stored. So the blue target on the left there is flashing. So that's the second part of the combination code. 10 right. Now the door's open, so when I hit the door it'll open. And then when I go in there, the cadaver will come screaming out, completely naked. And in the film he attacks. But obviously Frank and Freddy have been exposed to the gas. They're immune to the zombies. The zombies don't attack them because the zombies know they're already dead. They don't know that in the film. They don't know that they're immune. But they are.
You know how these things happen.
I don't. How do they act?
Ay, ay, ay. Right. Let's see if I can get that sexy thing going on. I don't think I can show the video though, because I can show like a photograph, well, an artwork of boobies, but I think I can show videos of boobies on YouTube, not without getting some kind of a flag raised. But I can turn off the screen anytime I want. Most of the dance is in there. I have the introduction, and then I have when she takes off all her clothes, she gets completely naked. That happens when you hit strip again during the dance, and then the whole playfield lights up like a disco. It's kind of fun. So, see, P is left there. That loop as well contributes towards the bonus X and increases the spinner value every time I hit it.
Bunch of old men fighting and eating me alive.
Damn it. We've got one left to go. One more! And she'll take her clothes off! Woohoo!
A little problem.
You have to bear in mind that this film came out in 1985 when I was 14. So it was like a big thrill. And I watched another film recently as well, which I hadn't seen since I was a kid, which is From Beyond. If you haven't seen that film, my God, is that a strange film. Where this unbelievably beautiful woman, for no reason, dresses like a dominatrix in the middle of the film.
Breaking after rigor mortis.
That's what films were like in the 80s. The beautiful women would just took their clothes off. That's what they did. Don't do that anymore. Right, now the strip is ready. It's blinking, so I'm just going to go back up to the playfield. Shit! Exactly. Now the upper playfield is still open.
They're breaking out of the barricade. Jesus Christ.
First, they would tear off my clothes.
Oof. There you go. I had to turn off the screen.
I never knew nobody to die. What are you doing there?
I can't imagine that would offend anybody, but it does. So I had to take it off. I couldn't even find the clip on YouTube. Normally I get all my clips from YouTube. I had to get that clip from Pornhub, believe it or not.
And it's breaking down to the 97.
Alright, so that's the payoff there. Is she goes through the whole strip, she takes all her clothes off, and obviously there's massive points to be gathered as well. Now the captured ball is missing because there's a bug, so it hasn't been replaced, so I need to fix that. So what I'll do is I will draw this game to a close and fix that bug, and then prep this thing for release on the 24th
Without being killed.
of October, which is exactly 1 week before the big day, but only if I get 10,000 subscribers. I don't know how many subscribers I've got. I haven't checked it for months. Last time I checked it was like 2,500, whatever it was. If it's still that, then I won't release the game. I can't. Not for that. We'll just have to wait until next Halloween. Which is okay, I suppose. It just gives me more time to improve it, because I've got this and Beetlejuice that I was planning to release on Halloween. But I can put them both back until next year if I have to.
That's really rad.
That is pretty rare. Alright, so...
Fuck up and die.
Fuck up and die, I love that. That's Casey. Casey says that. Casey's the one who is on the apron there on the right, holding the sledgehammer. That's Casey. So this game is absolutely incredible. It turned out a lot better than I actually thought. When I started this, I didn't know how the hell I was going to produce a pinball game based on such an iconic and popular movie, but I pulled it off. And the best thing you can do when you design a pinball game is don't have anything planned. Just make it up as you go along. And this is what happens, because creativity creates this. As soon as you start planning, you can't plan creativity. It just comes out of you. It's got to be completely natural. It's just got to flow out. And this is what happens. From a blank canvas, boom, an entire game in just 2 weeks. All right, happy Halloween.
Fuck up and die.